Welcome to City Skylines and the city of Portmont. In the last part we passed 200,000 population and the city is fairly stable for the population size, but one thing I want to talk about in this video is the potential problems that are growing in the city. The first one is related to resources. You can see here I've virtually exhausted all the ore in this area. Got a tiny little bit left over there. We've got some ore deposits here, and the same's happening with the oil over here. I mean, I've only got a little bit of oil left now, and of course one of the potential problems here is that I really need to get to 13,500 to get to the level 5 oil refinery. So that's something we need. That's something we're going to need to address in the future. We'll come back to the ore in a little while. Now the other thing I want to show you guys is, and this is how when you get to a really large city or even quite small cities, things can sneak up on you a little bit. If I can just find where we're looking, this is where I'm looking at now. If I pick on the traffic pattern, what you'll see is this road here. See this road here? It's not deep red, but it's getting red. And what's actually happened is, because I've been growing this commercial area out here to effectively just absorb the demand here, what's actually happened is that this is now opened up a rat run to here for the traffic, and this is partly due to the fact, if I show you here, I've actually closed off this area here to through traffic. So what it's actually doing is pushing all the traffic up there, but at the same time I've been looking at this and I'm a little bit reluctant to clear this through just at the moment, because what will happen then is all the traffic that's going up there will come down into this area, and that may actually result in me having to revamp this area here, and I don't really want to get into that at the moment. I may do it in the future. What I want to do at the moment is just leave the situation where it is at the moment. Beyond that, the city is, I mean, we're still running at 84%. We've got a couple of hotspots, but nothing particularly special. And what I really want to do in this part is work over here and create a new agricultural city here, because as far as I can remember, we need this one here. We need 10,000 square. You can see here what we need now is the statue of industry. To get that, we're going to need 10,000 squares of industrial zone, and I don't really want to go into heavy industry, and of course this high-tech industry doesn't seem to count. So what I want to do is open this up as a farming community, and then that should drive this population here. And what I'm going to do is we're going to create a relatively small roundabout here. I don't want this to be a major gridded type city. And what I want is we're going to go do 180 here like this, and I want this to look more like a kind of quasi-organic type village layout. So I'm gonna do that here. So I'm just gonna do that, and I think we will upgrade this straight away to a highway like that. Now we've got to come down over this hill here, which could be a little bit interesting. And I think we're gonna just come up like that. And leave the sound barriers on, and that will come there like that. Now what I'm thinking is farming here, maybe commercial here with residential there. The question is, I mean, we could come out this way, and I do want this to look a bit more organic, but at the same time I don't want it to look a bit of a difficult call here, guys. I think what we're going to do is we're just going to go for normal roads. I'm going to go a little bit freestyle. All I want is this to come up like that, and then what we're going to do is maybe come up like that. So like that. Oops, just take this out, so we're going to have to run the risk of distortion. That was okay. And that can come in like that. And let's just get in. I think if we go residential here, we can impinge a little bit on the commercial here. And actually, let's just make this into commercial. And you can come across like that. And actually, don't like that. Let's just take off the sometimes when you're doing this, it's better just to turn the snapping off. And of course we're going to need to get water over here. Wow. And follow the just going to go up 440 like this. This is not going to be exact. And we're going to have high density commercial here. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to make this into self-sustaining. I just want this to run like a bit like that. And I think we'll just snick off that there. And actually there's, I think the fill option here would be a little bit. I'm just going to drop a few offices there. Of course we're going to have to use power lines. Wow. Don't really want to bring power lines over the actually if we bring you there and there like that, we're going to need a school, so if I put the school there, it's not going to quite pick up, but that will. We've now got this area here filling in, and what we're going to do is keep pushing this over like this. Now what I'm actually going to do here is actually let's just get this zoned in first. I think we can just bring the residential in area down like this here, like that. And what we're going to go policy wise here is certainly have power usage, water usage, recycling, high ticket prices. No. City planning, we're going to have high-tech housing here, and we're certainly going to have old town, we're certainly going to have heavy traffic ban, and we're going to have electric cars. We're going to make this into a but what we're going to do is, rather than go for high density, I want this to look a bit like an agricultural community. In fact, actually no, what we can do is let's have a little bit of high density near the shopping area, maybe. Oops, sorry about that. Always a bit difficult when you've got, I mean, this is one reason why quite often you see people gridding, and I'll be honest guys, this is partly why I do it as well, is that having to deal with all these little blocks, and it's not also particularly that efficient actually. Put some offices there if there's a bit of a sound break. We can keep the commercial going out that way, we can keep the residential going out that way, and again I think those in there. You can come that way. Probably push a little bit more commercial out that way. Just filling in this around the back here. Whoops, no. Maybe we'll just leave a little bit of high density here. And just fill in. So this can represent the center of the town. Now the farming side here, so we're going to zone this up with industrial specialization, and we're just going to drop that in with some farming. Now this farming I will make a little bit gridded, simply because it's just easier to lay out the farming situation. What I don't really want is to put a road connection through to there, so what we're going to do is you're going to come off dead straight. We're going to keep it like that. Actually, what I'm going to do is far out. Let's go out a bit further. Put a second 180 here. Means we're going to have to snick off this stuff here. That's going to come like that. Just put this in here like this. You can see we're still losing the population. Straight line. We can snake this through like that. You can there reverse and oops, go the right direction, please. Make it go away. You can just get the other way, and then what we're going to do is come up here like this into the farming area, and eventually this could be actually upgraded. I'm just going to flip that the other way like that. Gonna take out this, everything up and running along really nicely, and then we're just going to run back towards the I'm not going to connect through there. This will all make sense in a little while, guys. And oops, nope. And you come out like that. You connect through like that. You take that out. Of course, what we're going to have to do. Right, we're in the farming area here. So, and what I'm going to do is just going to zone in a whole raft of agricultural there. And what I'm going to do is just push out these roads a little bit like that. And then what we're going to do is hook through with footpaths like this. And then the idea is people from this area, the residents from up here, will come down and work into this area, and we got a bit more. So we're gonna just push out the. I think we can now come this side of the road. Okay, we've got no water. It's without saying. Okay, I'm just gonna. That can come through there. This is Anchor Heights. And let's have a quick look. So we're gonna need to make this area pretty large to be able to deliver that area there. Now the next thing we're going to need to do is get a bit more education in here. I think maybe we'll just drop that there. Then of course what we're going to need to do is put in some form of communication here that will allow people from this area to come out and through. And my initial instinct is the metro system. We've got a metro station there that, oops, okay, thank you, university. We will be building a university city. And what we're going to do is just hook that up there. Of course, we're going to have to come right across the map like this. And it's going to hook up here to here. And we're just going to go into this area here. And that will bring this part of the city in. Now, what I do want is land value. So we're going to have to drop the land value here a little bit as well. And I think get that in, and of course we're going to need a police station, and of course, well, fire station and a police station, so we can put that in. And I think you can hook into the back of there, so I can take these power lines out. You can see, despite adding this extra residential, the population is still falling. Now, one of the reasons for that is the fact that the death rate can often exceed the. Let's just put the death rate can often exceed the birth rate and the new residents. So what actually happens is you've got people coming into the area. And of course, because I'm using low density through here, what I'm going to do is just keep. I'm going to check this. Yes, it's okay. That's through. What I'm going to do is just keep pushing this through on this side like this, and grab a small amount there, and a little bit of office stuff here, and I think we can just sneak in some commercial on this side. Now it's going to take a little while for this to start working as a community, because these people need to work out how they're going to get between them. Okay, so that's growing. And once I've got this set up, what I'm going to do is just leave this a little alone for a little while, let it settle down. We need to get the population in here working, and I think it's going to be a good time now to come back and take a look at the resource situation here. Let's just have a look round and see residential zone. What do we need here? We need to increase the land value here. Look here. Yeah, we've got a little bit of a push overlap here, so if I can actually, here we go. So I think if we just push that up, that should start to pull people in. Of course, over here everything is working reasonably well. I mean, we could, whoops, bit of a fail there, guys. I'm just going to sneak in that. Just want to drop in on this area here. So we just need the number of visitors to reach there, and then we'll get this into a level 5. Just want to have a quick check over here. I'm a bit inclined to get rid of these water towers now. Let's see what the... No, we're okay from a pollution point of view. Traffic here is still reasonably under control. Let's just have a quick look. Oops. So we're running at 85%. I'm quite happy with the flow of that traffic there, but it means we can't build anything else out here that will add to the stress on the roads there. So that's a part of the community that we're going to have to do. We could build this out a little bit more. And what's the... Yeah, it says land value again. Let's just have a look at the... the land value here is not too bad. It's just... I mean, it says high. It's just a bit low here. So what we could do is... just drop me. Actually, can we get something tucked in that corner there, because we've got a bit of dead space here. And sometimes it just pays to give it a little bit of an extra shove. What else have we got here? Got a yoga garden. Yeah, we can just sneak a yoga garden on the corner here. I think what we will do is, whoops, we got big major fail here. I need to just fill this area in. It's an intersection of two areas anyway, so I'm just gonna fill that area in there. What's the zoning here? We got the city growing again. I think just to give me a little bit of... And sometimes what you need to do is put in areas in, how can you say, in anticipation of the situation. So you can see the demand's pushing out again because we got the university tucked in that corner. We're just going to put that in there. We've got a little bit of more industrial demand, so we're going to put that there. In fact, what I'm going to do is just knock out this here like that. Check the land value. The land value is quite low, so what we're going to do is put in, just drop one of those in there, one of those in there. That will push the land value up a little bit. How are we doing with the... We're back to 9,304. Now the question is, where can I put some commercial in? We've got a lot of demand for commercial. I mean, we could push some commercial out here. Because, I mean, they've got space here for another potential new town. And what we could do is create a residential area here and then feed it back into this commercial area here. So I think that's what, whoops. I think that might be the way forward. And I do want to build a university town. Yeah, that's not gonna... that can come up there. And what we're going to do is zone in this whole area here. As a... Nope, I'm going to take that out. That's not going to be worth the effort. We've got the water here. Yeah, I think that will work. But mind you, we've got ore up here. And the other thing I want to do is exploit this ore here, but to do that we're going to have to move this railway station. And wow, look at all these trains coming in. This is a very popular line, and it's carrying a lot of goods as well. Oh, so I've got to balance the capacity of mining this ore out against the possible returns of keeping this trade line going. I mean, just have a quick look. Can I cut in? I'm just gonna, if I hook this line here, can I get, let's have a quick look. I mean, it's gonna probably look pretty awful. Now, if any of you guys are new to the game and a bit uncomfortable doing this, I suggest you do is drop a save game, so that if things go wrong, you can always. So we can extract a little bit of ore from here. We could somehow do a bit of, I mean, if we get the larger ore mines up here, I mean, because we've now got this on level 5, and we've got these ones here which are now running out. So what we could do is we put a 2-lane road in like that, queue up, and not an industry error, thank you. Okay. What I'm going to have to do is map you as an industry area, and what we can do is be a bit sneaky here. We'll just sneak this out like that, so that means we don't have to put a what we call it in an industry naming building. Right, that's going to be right next to the railway line, but you can see how far that will cover. So if I can drop one in there like that, and then the question is, what we're going to need to do. I mean, ideally I would like the road to come out this way, and can we be a bit okay? So we've got a road through there. You don't have power. What we're gonna have to do is just sneak the power to about there. And what we're going to do is just have this. And if I don't get everything up here, it's not the end of the world. I just want this to have a capability to keep bringing the ore in here. And eventually what I will probably do is we got a rail line up here. Oops. So we've had fire. Okay, we got a problem here because my fire station isn't operating. And what's actually happening is the fire crews are doing the fighting for me. So what we're going to do is put a fire station in about here. Burn down. Okay. I think the problem here is we've actually had a forest fire burning in from here. We've actually got a garbage problem as well. Actually, I've got even bigger problem here in the fact that nobody can get in and out. So major fail on my part there, guys. I was so wrapped up in. So we've now got that connected up there. Yeah, that explains why the fire department couldn't come in. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to run. Let me see. I'm trying to think of the best place to put the. I think if we run a road out like that, and I think we're going to put one of these right out here. Advantage with these is they provide their own power, but they don't provide enough water. Their own water, okay. And I think we can just come out like that. I was too busy obsessing about other things, and this is. I should have paid more attention. But it's recoverable, guys. The city has a momentum of its own, so it will come through here. And of course, we can always make it even more attractive by just dropping in some of these. Actually, we can bring people across here. I'm summon one of these in here. And what else can we get here? Put riding stables out here. That's on the. So we can put riding stables in just about there. I'm just gonna stick that out. Yeah, so the trucks are now coming in, things are picking up. Because there's no connections here, there's absolutely no reason why trucks should be coming up into here beyond making deliveries to the commercial area here. Got a little bit more demand, so what I'm going to do is just push this out here and go back the other way like this, and we can just drop more farming in here. And what I want to do is just keep expanding this till this actually clicks over, and we got a little bit more commercial, so just going to keep expanding this commercial out. Just fill this in here like that. That's all that. We could leave this bit open a little bit here. Just keep that building up. And of course we've got, I think what we're going to do is just put a line of offices in here like this. And I'm just going to put the village in like this, and you can come across like that. And this time I will make sure that water is okay. We're running at 205,000 now, and we've got no water over here. Okay, let's see and fix that. About 440. That's looking good. We've got the trash underway. Actually, quick check. Have we got a crematorium up yet? No, we haven't. Okay. Let's just stick the crematorium there. That will give a bit more coverage. And because this is a farming area, put another crematorium over here just to keep the coverage high. Got a community pool, so let's just, I mean, it may be a farming village, but there's no reason why they can't have a pool. Yep. How are we doing up here? Do I want to put storage up here, or don't I? Right, this farm is this. I'm not mind. I'm on about farm. Right, we got a tiny little bit of ore there. I don't think that's going to be worth actually picking up. So I think we can put this one on this side. Just check. Yeah, I mean, this one might mine out what's left there. We've now got we've got our ore extraction running here, and wow, this is starting to get a little bit busy. I think it might be time to put in the extra loop here, like that. Just gonna pause. because the last thing I want is for this to start to go back onto the highway. That is definitely a lot more busier. I'm aware of the time of soon. Right, the next thing I want to look at is over here. We've got a tiny little bit of oil there, so I can pick up that. That might just pick out that bit of oil there. What we got here? It's an oil truck. Just want to check to see if this is starting to import. Well, no, we're still producing enough of there. We may just get to that amount of oil production to get to level 5. This area is going good. Again, we've got demand for commercial. Commercial seems to be quite a big driver. I just want to get back over here and check the highway over here. This is still flowing. There's no big tailbacks at the moment. So we've got a little bit of this station doesn't seem to be particularly that busy actually. In fact, what I'm going to do, guys, is I want to pull this out of here and move it. So I think what we're going to do is I'm going to come here. I'm going to come off like that, go over like that, up like that, come back, and just going to turn off this. And we're going to come back in a straight line like that. You come back into there like that. And I'm just going to pause again. And what I'm going to do is hook this and I'm going to drop you there. And what I'm going to do is hook this line. Yeah, I think we can get away with you going across to about here. We're going to hook you up there. And then we're going to take out this line here. You're gonna have to chase up here, guys. Do your deliveries. Yeah. Do I want this here? This really needs tidying up a little bit. What have we got here? Got sports gymnasium, carousel park, post office, and yoga garden. I think what we're going to do is pick up a road here, put this back on, bring this out here, go out here, and we're going to put a road along the back here like this, bring you down like that, and what we're going to do is pick up this stuff here. Don't slope too steep, okay, well, and I pick up the yoga garden. You can just go there, and I think the post office makes a bit of noise, so you can come away a little bit, and I'm gonna drop that in like that. I mean, it's gonna, well, we've got to, okay, we've lost the power connection here, but we can fix that. That actually echoed all the way over there, so that explains what that connection was doing there. And the reason I've opened this up, because what I may want to do is put a roundabout here and pull this through to here, and I think we're gonna pick up you, connect it there. Now, what am I going to do with this recycling plant? You can come through here. It doesn't like the angle, so we're just going to have to fudge it a little bit. And you're going to come through across like that to there. And let's just get, I think we'll put a recycle plant out here. I think what I'm going to do is put a utility road stroke recycling up here. And we're going to put a second one up here as well. Oops. So we'll get 2 here. And yeah, that's bridged through. That means I can now cut this bit back a bit eventually. As I say, what I would want to do is bring a height road through here, and kind of inclined to move the roundabout down to about here. So take this roundabout away, move it down to about here, put a roundabout connection through to there. I think that's what I'm going to do, guys, but I'm going to do that off camera because it's going to take a little bit of fiddling and maneuvering around here. I'm getting distracted again, so this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode, hope you found it interesting, and in the next part we're going to carry on trying to build the population up, building the farm up, and the other areas I want to work on. I want to create a university town. I'm looking at this area here as a university town because we've got a road link there, and of course we're still going to have to keep working on our transport here, so I'm just going to have to drop that in. But this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the video, hope you found it interesting, and until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.